So today we are going to Olive Coffee Cart, or is it food truck?
That's what we call them, coffee carts. I think
Coffee carts? All right. They're supposed to have great coffee, handmade pastries, and some great food, and we're about to check it out. Anything else, Jillian?
I have my hair tucked away. That's why I look like a boy.
You don't look like a boy. You look like a girl.
I look tired.
Well, it's morning, goddammit.
Not really.
Let's do it. Yeah, great. Cough on our food, please.
I didn't cough on her food.
You just did. She did. So we are in Hadera, this compound called Olives. Basically, it's a bunch of really cool food trucks that makes delicious food.
And it's connected. It's like on a little, which we'll show you. It's like, is it a lake or a pond? It looks
I
pretty.
don't know the difference, so you can explain because you are Alexa.
Honestly, it looks like a pond by American standards. But we also call the River Jordan a river, and it looks like a creek to me.
I don't know what about you, Jillian, but I'm staring at this pizza over
I was
here.
going to say, I see you like salivating at it.
And I just want to gobble it.
Okay, so take it.
I'm going to have one slice. Ooh la la.
Pizza with coffee is sort of a weird combination.
Well, I don't care.
How is it?
It's yummy. For this special day, I picked the Mashbrook Pistachio Dream because I think it matched my glasses. And I was hoping that the weather would be better, but it's still nice.
And I'm embarrassed to say that my watch is still in my bag.
Your watch is in your bag?
Yeah,
But
because
like, which one did you pick?
I picked the Arctic Sky.
Arctic Sky?
Wait, let me get it.
Bring it. Ooh, kind of cool looking, cold looking. But I like it.
Cold looking.
Yeah. So, last time we talked, we were at the park.
Is this one mine? Yeah.
Does it have your name on it? I don't know. It's a fucking crust. Eat it. Is this one mine? What the fuck? Okay. So like last time we talked, you were explaining to us the differences between a blue ocean and a red ocean. And I got a lot of feedbacks from viewers. Some people have, all people have opinions. So can you elaborate and tell us why blue ocean, why red ocean, what's the differences between them? Is there one that is better than the other?
I don't think it's fair to say if it's better or not, because I think there's so many different industries. And like all principles in business, these are like considered best practices. They're things that people talk about and you consider. But at the end of the day, that doesn't make sense for everyone. It's like, for instance, like Warren Buffett, right? He's a brilliant businessman and investor and financier and blah, blah, blah. But, if you listen to him in terms of investing, you only do like S&P 500, very safe long-term investments.
Coca-Cola.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's not for everyone, right? Like, talk to all the crypto billionaires or things like that. So I think, like, it's the conversation, it's understanding, it's considering it and what you're doing that's important. So, like, a blue ocean versus red ocean, I do think is something that you really need to consider when you have a business. But it's not like this. You should always do blue ocean. You should never do red ocean or like whatever. I think the biggest thing is, I think a lot of people jump into businesses without doing their research and without like critical thinking and everything like that. And like that's more what's important. is really knowing what you're going for.
You know, we told our viewers like a week ago that we're working on some new venture. We're still not telling them what it is, but are we a blue ocean venture or a red ocean venture? Like, what are we?
Purple.
Purple. Like in between?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're more in.
I think if anything, we're a little bit more blue.
Yeah.
But we're not 100% blue. I think the big thing is you can also take a really traditional industry and in a very like small way, disrupt it.
So like there is more than blue, like more than just blue and red.
Now,
please elaborate.
If you read the book, right? Like, and I also think the book is not that it's old, but it's listen, things change in business every day, so I think things change. But one of the principles is you can also bring innovation from other industries to a new industry, and that's still innovative, right?
Are we blue or red? I mean, it's kind of confusing to me.
I think you can argue it either way.
Well, we are Jews, so arguing sounds like the right thing to do.
Yeah. No, but I think you can argue it either way. I also think like the biggest thing that I've learned in my career is it's about passion. And if I don't have passion for what I'm doing and everything, it doesn't even matter. Like, money is a means to an end. And yes, we want to make money. We want to put food on the table and a roof over our heads. But we also want to be passionate about what we're doing.
We definitely want to make money because, like, you're going into business to make money.
But I think it's hard to make money if you're not passionate, because I feel like your clients feel that.
But I got a question. So you talked about passion.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, my passion was working out and being an athlete. And then I became a personal trainer. And in a way, it took some of my passion away because I started to do it all day long and I started to dislike it.
Because sometimes when your passion becomes your work, it's no longer your passion. And a lot of people say...
So if we take our passion and we turn it into a venture, meaning it will become our work.
Yeah.
Would it still be something that we are passionate about, or would the passion go away and we find ourselves passionless?
In this specific case, our passion isn't what this venture is. It's passion adjacent.
Adjacent?
Yeah. So it's in the same realm, but it's not. So for instance, if we are to take your example of working out and everything, and then you became a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Well, what if instead of being a personal trainer, you would have developed a clothing line of workout clothes? Would that have taken your passion away from working out in the same way?
Well, probably not, because I can still work out and it's completely
about you.
Different thing than making clothes for athletes. Like, there is some sort of a relation between them, but it's completely different thing.
Exactly. Like, I love sports. And I was very conscious about not making that my job because I think I would have lost the passion. But, I'll substitute coach, or I'll coach like 1 hour a week or whatever, because there's still that passion there and it like feeds my soul in a different way. So I still think that's like really important to sort of be around it. I also think there's something different when you like are able to lean on your expertise and your passion to like bring it into business and stuff too. Like, am I passionate about, cloud security, for instance? Probably not. But could I be passionate about working in an industry?
I wonder,
adjacent,
what kind of an individual you need to be to have passion for cloud security?
I mean, that is a can of worms.
I mean, it's funny. I'm coming from that industry, cybersecurity, network security, this sort of stuff. Never had passion to that shit ever in my life, but I did it for years.
But it was a means to an end, no?
A means to an end, zero passion. I try to like it for many years. I'm even, I'm good at it. It's just so gray and passionless area that I'm sorry, go on.
No, but I'm saying for you, had you not, like when you were working in that industry, if you didn't have the gym to go to or your motorcycle to ride, it would have been really hard. So you can also.
It wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be.
Right.
It wouldn't be because there wouldn't be me.
You can also chase your passion outside of your 9 to 5.
Yeah, but the place you spend most of your time is your work, your job. That's what you do most of your day if you have a decent job, normal job.
Yeah.
Like you probably spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day easy doing that one thing, your job. But so if you have no passion to it, and if it kills your soul, you're going to be very miserable. It's only a matter of time before you're going to have a mental collapse.
Well, I think that's the big difference in our parents' generation and our generation. Our parents' generation sort of saw work and jobs as a means to an end, and they went and they did it, and that you worked hard and you didn't question, and that's how life went. And our generation kind of came and said, wait, we think life is about something a little bit more than that. And we want to travel, and we want to chase our passions.
I got to stop you here. I'm not blaming our generation, because our generation, we grew in a world where knowledge is everywhere and opportunities are everywhere. We know more. The world is connected. We have internet. We know what's going on in every corner of the planet, each and every moment. We know so much more. We want so much more. It's only natural. We have so many more opportunities, but we're also more confused. We're also
because of that
lost. So, like our parents, they did not have all those conflicts and benefits. So their life was simpler than ours. That's what I think.
In a lot of ways, our parents' lives were simpler.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually would, our parents specifically, I think their generation in a way had it better than most generations have had. Because they've sort of had the best of both worlds. Like our grandparents, dealing with, world wars and.
True. But hey, look at our generation. We just have October 7th.
I was going to say.
A long ass war. People have seen horrible shit.
Now that's us here in Israel, and obviously not everyone.
You have war in Ukraine.
But I mean, the world today is a very scary place. I also think that the fact that knowledge is so free is also, scary and concerning in a totally different way, and that's like kind of opening up a can of worms. But I think that it's almost like we have so many infinite opportunities to do so many different things. It's almost paralyzing in a way.
It is paralyzing.
You also see it in like people.
Like you want to do something, and then your brain goes to 10 different directions at the same time, and you get paralyzed, and then you don't do anything because you're so overwhelmed from all the opportunities. You just get stuck.
And emotionally, because of like social media and everything, you see everyone's like perfect ideal life. This is typically not their life, and you compare. Sure. And like I think so many of our generation are stuck in this like world of comparison 24/7, and then they're unhappy in their relationships because it's not just your world isn't just the people in your immediate community, and so there's always one person better. And I think that's like a really hard thing for people to grapple with. I also think that our generation has faced so many different. I think we sort of thought, and our parents sort of thought that we were in this like twilight, like the world was like always progressing, and it was progressing towards something better. And all of a sudden, we're at this point. We're saying, "Is it better?"
Right. Like we always thought, well, the world is progressing. We have better medicine. We have better tech. We have better this and better that. So like our life's supposed to be
better,
easier and better. But all those opportunities creates more complications, creates more conflicts in our head, take us out of focus because we have so many things to focus at the same time. And it creates a huge mess in our head. And that's why everyone I know almost is going to therapy, psychologists, getting medicines, things to balance their brains, their chemistry. So Jillian, let's talk about, thank you for coughing on our food. Every time we start a video, remembers she needs to cough on our fucking food.
Before I start talking.
Yes, let's talk about this subject for a second again. Work from home, or in your language, WFH. I know that's the language American understand.
Okay.
Um, what would you consider is a decent amount of work from home in a workplace?
I mean,
5 days a week, 7 days a week.
I personally don't think that full-time remote makes sense.
Why not?
Because, I mean, well, let me give you a caveat on that.
A what?
Caveat.
That's a big word for me. I'm Israeli, remember.
Um,
Can you spell that word? Caviar?
it depends what your line of work is, for sure. And it depends what you're doing. For certain jobs and whatever.
You're in marketing, you're in tech, you're
Yeah.
in sales.
You have to have, I work with a team. That's like what I do. At the end of the day, business is done between people. And yes, you can like build and cultivate relationships on the phone or on Zoom. I think there's something that, the in-person interaction Zoom will never replace.
Really?
Yeah.
I think for some people, Zoom have benefits.
Yes, Zoom has benefits, but
You know why? First of all, you only see your face. Like, they only see your face. They don't see the whole body language of yours. They cannot really tell if you're stressed, if you're uncomfortable. It's kind of hidden, and it puts you in a very good place.
Which is good and bad. As a manager,
Right.
it can be very hard. So that's why I like the combination. Like what a lot of tech companies do is like you have like, what my company does is we have set days from home.
Mm-hmm.
So that everyone's at the office pretty much at the same time. Now, like, circumstances come up and you switch things or like whatever, right? We're all people. You have a workman coming to your house, like, okay, like things happen.
As a manager,
Mm-hmm.
is there someone with a really bad body odor at your office?
I don't manage them, but yes.
There you go. How would you like to interact with that individual? Over Zoom or like that?
Because you're asking about something totally different.
I'm just asking questions. These are
But
questions.
like when you're building something, when you're building products, when you're building you need to be together. You need to get to know people on a person and on that level. I also, as a manager, like what you said is like when you're on Zoom, I might not know if my employee is uncomfortable or stressed, which for you as the employee might be a good thing, but me as a manager, it's hard. It put, I want to know these things so I can help be a better manager. I can tell you from like someone who works, marketing, investor relations, sales.
Mm-hmm.
I do my best brainstorming and building when I'm in person, whiteboarding together. That's also the type of learner I am. I just don't think that you can.
I also think for a salesperson, their body language and their vibe and their
Is much bigger.
That's their tool.
Right.
They have to bring themselves into the table. Is that the right thing to say? Bring yourself.
Yeah,
bring
off
your
the
true
screen.
self off the screen. And all those benefits are hidden when you're over Zoom. So for a salesperson, I think you want to interact.
I want to interact. I also think my personality doesn't come through because I can like crack a joke and it falls flat a lot more over Zoom than it does than it would in person.
True. What is the right balance in your eyes for working from home?
We do 3 days in the office, 2 days at home.
Like half and half.
Yeah, but I also think like it depends. Like, there's weeks where I have meetings or whatever and I'm 4 days a week at home and 1 day in the office or like whatever. Like life happens.
Do you think that a person who is a manager, like it doesn't matter what industry, he is a manager, he is managing other people.
He or she.
Do you think, I'm saying he,
okay,
because in Hebrew, in every other language on the planet, we used to say he and we meant both. But you know what? He or she, okay, I accept. I accept. So do you think, as a manager, it is more important for a manager to be at the office more than just a team member? Like, do you think a team member can is less needed at the office in general than the manager, or like it doesn't matter if you're a team member or you're a team manager.
It's a really good question. I think everyone would answer that differently.
You know, Julian, you can't say nothing when I ask good questions. You got to give us answers. We want answers.
I mean, in theory, yeah,
Please.
the manager should be there a little bit more.
A little bit more, you think so?
But it also depends. As a manager, I always was at the office more, but I also traveled. And so there would be weeks no one would see me at the office. So I think like that's a little bit of like the balance there too. And like when I traveled, I would then take a little bit longer, go see my family and work from home there.
Mm-hmm. But you know what I think? Sorry for interrupting you.
Should be.
I think,
Are you done eating? I'm like,
no. I think as a manager, a manager should not only know the team members' roles and responsibilities, but he should also know them on the personal level.
Mamash, for
on
sure.
the personal level, he should know their character. He should know what kind of responsibilities he should grant them and like what not, according to their characters, not just professionally, but like emotionally and personally. And I think because the team members in the average company, they don't go to the office every day. Like let's say you have a team of 10 employees. So like each one of them would probably have to be at the office twice or 3 days a week. So as a manager, you have to be there, I think, more days in order to interact with all the different team members, not just a few of them. Because if you only go to the office on Sundays, you'll never see the team members that comes on Mondays.
Well, but that goes to like previous thing where I said you have set days. So like you have on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, you'll work from the office.
Right.
Everyone works from the office.
Everyone.
Like
what if you don't have enough stands, enough,
So then what you do is you rotate like the teams.
Oh, so you come this Sunday, I come next Sunday.
And like
something like that.
You find a way that your team is together. So you're always at the office. So like what I found that I would do a lot of on those days, I did a lot of my like internal meetings that I needed to do. And so then if I had like Zoom calls with clients overseas or whatever, I was doing those on my work from home days.
Got it.
Also because of time differences, my work from home days end up, I have I have calls at 8, 9, 10 p.m. at night or 6 a.m. in the morning. And so then it gives me the flexibility,
I agree. So just to sum it up. So you think a manager is probably needs to be at the office more than its employee?
On average, just because you need to be there when your employees are in the office for the most part. Yes. You also need to be there to have the interaction with your other, like your team, the other executive team, members of the executive team.
True. Right, because like in a way, as a manager, are you done? In a way, as a manager, you are the interface between the employee and the high management, right? So like you're in between, because you also have a manager as a manager, unless you are the CEO.
Which you also have a board, but
But, you don't see them every day.
But no, I think, at the end of the day, you find what works for you and at what moment of your life and like whatever. Because like even as managers, we're people and we have children and we have things outside of that. So like
Interesting.
For me as a manager, it's if the job gets done at the end of the day and you're empowered to do more than just like your job and like I'm giving you initiative to build things and to bring more to the table, I don't really care as long as things are getting done. And I think that's a really important thing. I don't need you sitting at the office till 6 p.m. every day because I need a warm body in a chair.
Right. But I need to see you are doing your job. I need to see capacity. Right.
If you can get done in 5 hours what it takes people to get done in 10 hours and it's the same exact quality, like that's great.
Say you noticing that like you have like an employee that is doing all of his job, all of his responsibility, and he always finishes before time. He always he's very quick, he's very efficient, he's a good worker. And because he finished so early, he can allow himself to not be there more than the others. He can allow himself to, chill more than the others, take longer breaks than the others. Would you throw more responsibility at him because he finished early? Or would you just let him chill and enjoy because he earned it by being quick and efficient?
This is really funny because I feel like this is two sides to a coin because I can answer this as a manager and as an employee.
As a manager,
I would have conversations with the employee to also find a way to empower them to want to give more by doing something that's also aligned with their passions.
so you will bring him into the discussion
Yeah.
and see what he wants, but you will not just throw it at him and take advantage of him because he's efficient. Like, he's not going to be punished because he's efficient.
Personally, I wouldn't do that because I feel, in my experience, that employees that have felt punished by that,
They get burned up
they get burned out and they don't last long and they're not as efficient as they were.
and they get bitter.
Yeah.
Okay, Julian, let's go back to eating, please.
Yes. I'm gonna cough.
All right, so we had a great time here in Hadera, in Olives. Yummy food, great service, great weather, a nice little lake, delicious dessert. And I had Julian over here, which is a great company, and as always, enlightening us with a shit ton of knowledge. Very useful knowledge too. Julian, how would you summarize this food truck? I don't know if it's a food truck or a compound, but
It was
this place.
perfect. It's really perfect for anyone.